Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man and it's Saturday evening and it's time to make some soap. So I really had not planned on making soap today because my friend Denise at Adjusted Apothecary sent me a big donation which took care of 2 weeks. Now actually it was just a little shy of what I like to do, but look at what she sent me. I did a video on this and you can see it if you want to, but look at this soap that she sent me. She sent me 51 bars of these gorgeous soaps. So I kept one for myself, needless to say. I had to keep one. And I have it in my locker at the YMCA. And yes, I boldly and proudly take this into the locker and the shower room at the YMCA. So all those other guys who are using that nasty detergent hanging on the wall can be jealous of me. Which, okay, yeah, right. But anyway, this is wonderful. Denise, once again, thank you so much for this. So that was enough for 2 batches. I generally try to give out about 30 to 35, and that was 25. So I'm going to do just a small batch to kind of make up for it. And I wasn't going to do it, but gosh, I missed doing it. So anyway, I'm doing something I haven't done in a long time because it's a small batch. I'm using my Brambleberry 10-inch mold with the dividers inside. So I'm going to have a color, a color, a color, and a color, and then pull this out and do an infinity swirl, which is kind of like you do a figure 8 in this. So I'll be using, in this order, Crafter's Choice Neon Bikini Blue, Nurture Soaps Neon Green, Brambleberries Fizzy Lemonade, and Nurture Soaps Neon Purple. And I'll be scenting it with a scent I haven't used in a long time, but I love. It's you can't really see it on here, but it's Brambleberries Apple Sage. Apple Sage behaves like a dream in cold process. It holds up well. It doesn't do any of the bad things a lot of fragrance oils do. It's a dream to work with. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Pour my lye into my oils, get a very, very thin trace. I'm soaping cool at about 90, which is pretty cool for me. And divide this into four containers, color it, scent, and pour it. Stick blender works. Let's get started. Alright, very, very light emulsification because I need some time to work with this. So what was that, maybe 7 seconds of stick blending? That's all I'm going to do. So let's get this into my 4 containers. Trying to get approximately equal, but as I always say in this, close is good enough. And I haven't, this is 30 ounces of oils. I haven't worked with a batch this small in a long time. So it may take me just a little while to get these somewhat equal. Okay, so that one's not enough. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape this out because I want to get all of this out of here. And I'll try to get as equal as possible on these. Okay, that and still a little bit less. This one's a little high, so I'm just going to kind of pour until they all look somewhat equal, and actually they do right now. This one up front's still just a tad low. I mean, just a small amount low. Okay, I feel confident with that. So, I'm going to go ahead and put my colors in. And I am pouring in this order. This Neon Bikini is a little potent because I've used it in the past. So I want to be cautious with it. And I can tell in these, my hard oils are setting up because I pulled this out of the batch. The oils to mix these I pulled out of the batch. And that's why they're just a tad on the thick side. So let's stir these up. Lightest to darkest, of course. I like them just as they are, so I'm going to put my fragrance oil in. Eyeballing is okay. Once again, I'm going to clean my whisk off, and once again stirring it in lightest to darkest. Probably not going to stick blend in these anymore because I want to keep it thin. And they're at the consistency I like for this pour. These are thin and behaving very well, so let's pour. So I have my mold here with my dividers in it. Let's get you where you can see it. Bring it over here and see if some of the glare is less. And actually, I think it's way better over here. So what I'm going to do is take my four colors, my blue, green, yellow, and purple. I'm going to go ahead and pour the two outers. Make sure those are in there really well. Pour a little bit on the two outers. And quickly get some of the two inners to kind of help equalize the pressure. Even though I can see right now that nothing is spilling in between. And then my two outers. I should have had you overhead, you could see better. And my two inners. Two outers. Yeah, we're getting a little thick. But it's okay. And finally, my two inners. Shoot, I sprinkle just a little bit of yellow onto my beautiful purple. Okay, now I'm going to tap this down to get rid of, make sure any air bubbles are out. Here's where I differ just a little bit. A lot of you, once again, I'm not doing this because I have to. I'm doing this because I like to, and I do this as a tutorial. A lot of you will go ahead and pull these out and scrape them down. That's all well and good if you want to. For me, it's much easier, much neater to actually lift this entire assembly out in one piece. So I'm just going to kind of push on the inside to get the pressure and very slowly and gently lift this entire assembly out straight up, put it in there, and look at those beautiful lines. Can you see that? Okay, there's a lot of soap still on that. There's soap still on my containers. I have a lot of soap here. It's not going to waste. Trust me, it will not go to waste. I'm going to put that off camera into individual molds, and I'll show you at the cutting. So at this point, I want to take my thermometer and do sort of a figure 8. And you know what? Those look so neat. I think I'm going to change my mind, because I'm allowed to, and do the Taiwan Swirl instead. And then go around the edge to kind of pull it and swirl it. And I am satisfied with that. Yeah, I like that. Haven't done this in a long time and I've kind of missed it. So I am going to shut us down and wrap this up and put it in a nice warm place, and see all of that stuck on that and left in the containers. Trust me, not going to waste. I'll put it into some individual containers, keep one for myself. The rest will either go to the street ministry with this, or more than likely go in a confetti batch or a hot process embed batch. So anyway, everybody, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for the cutting of this. Alright then, bye. Okay, so we're back to cut the soap, and I don't think those neon colors like gel phase, because they don't look very neon. And the last time I used them, I put my soap in the freezer to prevent it, and they turned out better. And this purple Nurture soap actually said that if it gets too hot, it turns a pinkish hue, and that happened. They've since then reformulated that, and I have the old version. So anyway, nothing I can do about it now. So I do have to cut this first with a knife, which I'm not very good at it. I've pre-scored it. One more. So, you know, there's the inside with the traditional cut. Not bad, but not all that good. That's why we, instead of cutting it this way, we're going to cut it this way. Yeah, there we go. So, this is not my most efficient method, which is one reason I don't use that mold a whole lot anymore, because I could have made these smaller. I could have cut it into 5 instead of 3, but I thought they'd be too small, so we'll see. Maybe next time I will. And these kind of just depend on how you want to line them together as to what they look like. See, I think that's what really looks cool like that. But anyway, short cutting video, and there you have it. And I will see you all next week. Thanks for watching.